I'm finishing watching Luis's stream. Oh, great. uh, where's my chat? There we go. Hey, guys. Yeah, we all had fun watching Luis draft, and now we're going to just unabashedly force blue-black. Because what else would we do? I guess I don't need these anymore. I don't listen to music while I'm playing usually. Get too into the music. You know what? I probably need to change something here. I remember last time I needed to turn up the volume to make myself loud enough. I will be forcing terrible blue-black, absolutely. Hey, guys. Yes, Budcliffe. What's up, Ebro? In a hat is tilting. Whatever. Sometimes I wear a hat. You guys hear me all right? Should I? Wait, how are you not? How are you not a thing? There we go. Yeah, of course it's a Sonics hat. I'm still just patiently waiting for them to come back, and I'm really sad that they haven't. A bit quiet, right. So let's fix that real quick here. There, now it's better, I bet. All right, so let's jump into not that. Now, what is this nonsense? Here's what I want. And then I just got to go like this. Pop out. Move this thing over here. Do a little of this. Clearly I wasn't ready. Come on now. We did it. Sure, Billy. Come on over, buddy. Yes, I will bring the shirts to Vegas, Fro, for sure. Hey, Ryan. What do we open? Dromica's Command? That's not blue or black. Maybe it's still the pick. I don't know. Tail Slash is good. Dromica's Command is fine. This pack kind of stinky. They often are, though. What should we pick? I should probably tweet, shouldn't I? I'm supposed to do that. What's my thing here? Twitch. Not magic. Man, I can't believe Luis won that first match. That was sick. It's like very easy to forget how insane he is actually at Magic. That was absurd that he won. Take Foul Tongue. No, I don't want to take Foul Tongue. I don't think Foul Tongue's that great. I'm just going to take Dromica's Command and probably not play it. That seems to be the way I roll. Well, I can take Silumgar Sorcerer or just go for Epic Confrontation, which is kind of in my colors. Sure. We'll take it. Another Epic Confrontation. Sign me up. How many green cards can I get? Well, there's a Stampeding Elkerd, which is kind of exactly what you want after you take Dromoka's Command, Epic Confrontation, plus it's Elmer. What do we got here? Bunch of garbage. Yeah, I can confirm that. Oh, I like that idea, Fro. Take this and just do that. Doesn't seem bad at all. I think I'm going to take this champion. Maybe just a shield. I'll just take the shield bearer. Let's just stay in one color and see what we can do about the second color if something good rolls around, which it hasn't. I'm sorry, James. I've let you down. I really like Student of Ojutai, but I think Press the Advantage is like fine. And again, I'd rather just be heavy in one color. I don't know if green's necessarily the color that I'd prefer to be heavily into, but here we are. Sorry. Yeah, LSV, I can't believe he won that match. That was just absurd. Plus, it was so exciting. I got to watch him play the same Aven Surveyor for value like 6 times in a row or something. It's like, that was the best Aven Surveyor I've ever seen, and I've had some pretty good ones in my day. But, yeah, he certainly outdid himself with that. I like you too, Billy. I think haven't I met you before? Yeah. Segmented Crotic. Let's see. These are good. I like Student, but I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again, apparently. I'll just stick in green. 2 Epic Confrontations is good, though. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think that people really hate green, and I don't hate it quite as much. That's not the real Billy the Fridge, though. Oh, I see. Oh, the video on YouTube was actually just the wrong one. They told me that they had accidentally reposted a video from before. So they took it down. How do I do this? Ban? No, we'll just time out. Ban seems harsh. 600 seconds. That is a long time. Billy the Troll. There is a dude named Billy the Fridge, and I think it's the same guy. He used to come to the local game store. He's like this loud, like, rapper guy or whatever, and I think he's been streaming. Yeah, whatever. Mono green for life. How the hell did that end up here? That's really weird. It went over there. I don't think we want it there. Oh, good. Thank you, Fro. I guess he has 1,200 seconds of servitude now. All right. We wield Palace Familiar. Clearly a signal. I'm in. Billy the Taste It. That's sick. Oh, thank you, Safe Hands. I appreciate that. That's great. Yeah, we've been doing some fun stuff. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm really annoyed. There's one thing that I really wanted to do with the Patreon. Well, I'm going to do with the Patreon. I just haven't figured out the best way to do it. And I've been asking around, and I've got maybe an idea, but it just seems lame, which is I want to do a stream that's for patrons only. But And I'm going to do that. It's just that I've found that getting that set up is actually hard, where I don't need it to be like a hard wall where it's like, no, if you're not, you can't. I get, oh, Fro, check this out, dog. Boom. Did it. Clearly in the right colors. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like I can't quite find a way to do a private stream where it's like I can do a password or just ship the link, post the link on the Patreon page or whatever and just have it here. It never seems to work. Magic Pros between LSV and EFRO? Jeez. That's aggressive. I don't know. What's the criteria? Is it who's the most likely to win the next Magic tournament they're in? Because I think we know who I'd pick in that scenario. You don't seem like the guy who calls other people dog. Yeah, Twitch does not allow you to do that naturally. I found, or somebody told me that I could make an account that was just for that, but then it's like a throwaway account, which I don't think is what they really want, And so I've been looking at other ways to do it too, and it's just like not great. All right, well, Sunscorch Regent, that seems like it is worthy of a pick here. We have to give up our Sidisi's Faithful Pals Familiar and Updraft Elemental, but I think we can live with that for a Sick Bomb. I could make it. See, people said I can make a throwaway account, but bro, that's definitely what Luis would be thinking. What do we got here? A Yearling, Glade Watcher. And during Scale Lord, I'm not like a big fan of that. But Colossadon Yearling's not super exciting. I think it might be the pick over Glade Watcher here, though. I need to kind of fill out that middle part of the curve. Maybe it is just Scale Lord. I don't know. Not really excited by that. We'll probably get one of these back. If both are gone, that would be kind of annoying. We're actually maybe in decent spot to get the Scale Lord itself back, but yes, I'm not taking the Butcher. I'll take the Yearling. Vulturous Aven. Ugh, can't do this. I just don't have it in me to draft this crappy 2 colors. I just can't do it. But I have to. Must stay strong. You bet. I guess another stupid segmented Crotic. I kind of like Glade Watcher, though. Yeah, I'll take Glade Watcher. Do I play Paper Magic? Yeah, I do. Oh, sorry. You know what? I don't think I actually can set it for lower viewing. I think I have to be a more special person than I am or whatever with Twitch. I don't know exactly how that works. Somebody in the chat will know how it works, but I can't. Sandstorm Charger, Herald. I like Circle of Elders. I even like Tread Upon, all right. Circle of Elders or Sandstorm Charger? She likes Circle of Elders. Raptor and Aberdasher not modded. I'll mod Aberdasher. He or she seems like a good worthy mod. Raptor's clearly not to be trusted. I gotta take something here. I'll go with the old gut here and take that guy. Sure. You have to be partnered to set it. You could probably apply and get partnership instantly. Well, I don't know. Is this actual Raptor? Well, if it's not, he's going to be a mod for a while. Yeah, the second Scale Lord. Great. We might have 2 of them. He will endure. I need to stream more consistently. Yeah, that is my problem. That is my issue. But I've been kicking around doing this a little more often, the late night stream or whatever. And you're literally no man HJMTG. I don't know what that means, but I've seen you in like everybody's Twitch, and you seem to do a really good job of sort of keeping things in line. I think that's really cool. I learned something tonight about this card. Thank you, Louis Scott Vargas. Had no idea how that worked, apparently. All right, so we have a mediocre deck. And now we get to the pack where we hopefully open a bunch of white cards. Sweet. Double Charger, that's... Or no, I took something else before? Oh, boo. What was I thinking? If I do it once a week, they'll partner me? Well, that's fine. Do I work for WotC full time? No. I actually don't work for them at all. I contract with them. So I do work for them in that case, but I'm not an employee. Like I only work as long as they want me to work for them. It's not like I have a regular gig with them or whatever. Though it is pretty consistent these days. What do we open? Tassiger the Golden Fang. And a bunch of junk. Yeah, I might just take it here. No, I don't shuffle my hand when I'm playing poker. The cards usually just stay on the table. I don't pick them up. Even if you play like 4-card games like PLO, you still just keep them face down. Yeah, whatever. I'll take Tassiger. Maybe I'll pick up a land or something and splash him. Yuck. Soul Summons? Ugh. Maybe I'll take Urmag Angler and really push hard for the splash. It just seems bad though. Splashiger? Is it true I'm 8 feet tall? No, I'm not 8 feet tall. Did I try the Leagues beta? No, I never did, Aber. I was around for Leagues. This is like when Magic Online came out. I played it for a little while, and then that was about the last thing I did for Magic, and I loved them back then. I mean, I didn't have any money at the time, so I just played I played as much as I could, but I got a lot of value out of those leagues. They were really cool for that. Well, of course, this pack has everything. Hunt the Week, Sandblast, Sandstep Outcast. Generally, I think I just go with Sandstep Outcast here, but I may go with Sandblast. We've got Dromoka's Command, Double Epic Confrontation, but we're still a little short on interaction with the opponent, so I'm going to take Sandblast here, even though I think it's a little worse of a card. All right, sweet, another one. Good. That makes me relieved. I think we needed those to be in a really good spot. What does Ruthless Instincts do again? Creature gains oh, this card? Yeah, it's fine. Combat tricks everywhere. Probably just going to take this Soul Summons. I'm not a big Cash Defenses fan. You can steal a game with it sometimes, but I'd rather just build a solid deck where I don't need to mize people out. So you're going to GP Vegas and planning on hitting the poker tables for the first time. Any suggestions? No, I mean, do you play? Like, just, you know, you can go to pretty much any of the rooms and find a limit that you're comfortable with. You'll probably want to play $1, $2. It's a couple $100 to buy in. It's a very tough game to beat in the long term just because the rake is absurd. I could take Map the Waste. I don't really think I care about Tasker that much here, though. Though the third Soul Summons is getting a little bit not awesome. I don't think I'm going to play Map the Waste, though. Guide or Mastodon? Take a Mastodon. Hey, Jimmy. Craps. The rake of the Aria at one time. I mean, it's usually just ridiculous just as a percentage of, you know, how much you're actually playing. I can play 1, 2, or 1, 3, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Just play tight, be patient. Don't be afraid to mix it up when you need to. Poker podcasts with a format kind of like LR. The one I really like is... Where were my blue cards? Nothing of note. Is Bart Hansen's podcast. It's called Crush Live Poker. It used to be, well, it had like 3 different names, but that's what it is now. And I like his approach to the game. He plays mainly 5-10 live, which I play a decent amount of if in Vegas. And so he hits kind of my demographic really hard. And I like his approach. I think he's logical. He makes sense. I think he's good. So, yeah, and he's a good talker, too. Archers of Carseat. Whatever. Why did I take Typhoid Rats? Well, there wasn't anything else in the pack for us, literally, and that card's very good against us. Is the reason people are asking me for poker advice because I am a poker player? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I play for part of my income. It's become minor now compared to doing the Magic stuff. But at different times, it's been higher and lower. I try to keep it a little bit less. Just because when you have a big part of your income tied up in poker, your life tends to get miserable. I know that sounds weird. But even if you're winning, it's such a swing. Hi, Kenji. Kenji, you're going to come play basketball tomorrow? You going to come light somebody up? The podcast is called CrushLivePoker.com. That's the one I like. It's a pay. You need to get a subscription for it. Okay, it's at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I can come get you if you want, Kenji, and I'll text you tomorrow before I go or whatever. Yeah, I hoop it up in Seattle. I play in 2 different games every week. Is Kenji good? I don't know. I've never played with him. He's a decent athlete, though. He keeps himself in shape, so I figure he's fine. I do kind of miss being the Oracle of Theros. People really like that. It was super fun to do, too. Because I would get sent the lines from Graham, and I would record them for him and send them back, but I wouldn't know the context necessarily. Like, I'd know about my lines, but not the big picture. And it was really funny to see it when it came out. I was always excited to see how it came out, and it was really fun doing that. And everybody, the coolest part about it is everybody thought that like I did that, when in reality it was like Graham and Kathleen that wrote all the jokes and stuff, and they're all like, "You were so funny on that." I'm like, "Yeah, I just read what they sent me." No, I don't know about that, Jimmy. Everybody was just here with Luis. Now there's a celebrity drafter. That guy's insane. All right, so what do we want to do here, kids? We've got combat tricks and removal down below. We've got like 17 creatures. We need to cut one. Let's see. This guy goes here. What is this doing here? Oh, that guy's all right. Maybe this is our deck. We have assembled the most boring deck in the history of Magic the Gathering. Survivalist main deck? Hey, Ski Wolf, good morning. Yeah, his round one was just nuts. I don't know how the hell he won that game. It's like when I watch people like that play, and I get a chance to watch a lot of the best players. I get to watch Ifro play in the feature match area a lot and on camera and stuff. And I'll go down there and just stand behind and just watch. I'll watch Owen play, and Ben. I love watching Ben Stark play too, and just try to learn as much as I can from watching. Whenever their line diverges with what I would do, then I really try to pay extra attention and see what it is that I'm missing. And if it doesn't, I feel like, okay, well, I'm doing something right at least. How did Watsy pick me up, and what do I do as a day job? Well, I started doing the podcast, and I was doing that for a while. Would you guys change anything here? There's nothing worth changing, right? I'm certainly not splashing. Hey, you too, man. That's a good theory, Aber. But anyway, I was doing the podcast, and then I got a lucky break when BDM let me come in the booth for a little while. And at a GP, I actually went to go play in Austin, and I did pretty good in it. I cashed it, and then when I was done, he let me come in the booth to cover a couple of rounds with him and Hagen. I was like, this is just insane. And the boss, one of the coverage boss, was there, and he was like, "Hey, we're looking for people to do some GPs. Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds sweet." And so I started doing those. Then I did a good enough job that when a slot opened up at the Pro Tour, they invited me to do that. I was really just like lucky timing because of expanding it at the time, so they needed some people, and I could do it. And then I was working at AT&T at the time. I was testing their website. That was my job. And I did the podcast just mainly for fun. I mean, we had a sponsor, but it wasn't a big thing or anything like that yet. And then eventually I started doing more and more coverage, and it started getting harder and harder for me to get vacation time. And I was spending most of my time at work thinking about and working on Magic stuff. And I figured that probably wasn't the best use of my time or my employer's time, so I quit. And I decided to play poker and do Magic stuff full time, and or take a break from work. I didn't know which one it was going to be at the time, to be honest, but I had saved up money when I was there. It was a good paying job and stuff, so I was able to save up some money and then and just sort of give it a shot out in the wild. And it's worked out so far. It's been awesome. I've been able to keep working and pick up enough work to do it. You think I should include Survivalist? If I do, what am I cutting? This Tactician, maybe? Or maybe this Crew Shock? Why are you so big on Survivalist? What's the... before Magic, I worked at AT&T. I worked on their website. I worked on the back end of it. I tested it and helped them with it and stuff. Yeah, I was in the biggest just corporate friggin' cube life ever. I have to say that did not suit me. I did it for 6 years or so it was fine. And I don't know. If you've ever seen Office Space, it felt like that. Like I didn't really feel like I did anything, but they kept saying I was doing a great job and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm doing like 10% of what I could. I just don't really care. Maybe like this. I kind of like this guy though. Hey, Thomas. I am not enthusiastic about them, especially with the mana base you had, you monster. TMAS81 there in the chat. Him and I, years ago now, this is back when Star City was doing the, what were they called? Draft opens, where when they had a Star City open, they would do a separate thing on Sunday. And it was a draft, like a 64-man draft type thing is what they called them. And cut a summons. Yeah, I could. I'm trying to be kind of a curve deck here. I think I'd prefer to have a lower curve and cut one of these 5s. I don't really have that much in the way to do it. You don't like this? Everybody wants me to cut the summons. That's fair. I mean, summons is not my most powerful card. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I've got epic confrontations and tricks here. All right, fine. I'll cut a summons. There you go. Are you guys happy? All right, there we go. Anyway, and so at the time we did this draft, and Thomas, who's a local guy, he had driven over from Eastern Washington, and I'm not running 41 cards. No, I am firmly in the Owen Turtenwald camp when it comes to this stuff. I don't see the point of running more. I think it's bad, just really bad. But anyway, and I met against Thomas in the finals, and I had a super aggressive red-black deck, and he had a much more powerful deck, but with inconsistent mana. But he hit his mana and Frost Titan me, I think it was, and I did not beat that. Yeah, whatever. I can go soul summons and cut like a Crew Shock or whatever, but kind of like these big dummies. Frontier Mastodon seems not amazing in our deck. Yeah, we'll go with that. You probably get this question since you're gender, but what changes have you tried to make the LR to open? Yeah, that's a tough one, man. You know, it's like I thought we were doing a really good job with that. And when we did that survey, I felt like we weren't doing as good of a job with it afterwards. And I felt kind of frustrated. I don't know, maybe I was a victim of some hubris there or something like that, thinking that we were, you know, more open to women than we actually were. I've done some thinking about it after, and I'm not quite as hard on myself about it now, but I have been trying to think of reasonable ways to make it better. One suggestion that we got a lot of was to have more women on as guests, which I really like, and I've actually done that in the past. But at the moment, you know, it's tough because I have to do this balance where I have to look out for my listeners too, and I've got really great people, you know, lined up to come on the show. Dave Williams, Sam Black are still in the queue. You know, Chris Fennell is going to be coming on, and like these are some of the better drafters around. And so, you know, it's pretty tough to. I need that person. I need, you know, who that person is, and it can't be because I like them or because they're a woman, because I find that disingenuous, and I don't think it's fair to them or to the listeners. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, and I'm going to come up with something along those lines. It just nothing's clicked yet, and it's a really tough thing to for me to reconcile, because like I said, I was shocked at the results of the thing. I was very unhappy about that. All right. Yeah, like, see, that's the thing, is that I know a lot of women that play Magic and also would be good on the show. You know, people are saying in the chat, well, she works at WotC now, so that would be a different thing. You know, but Melissa was never like a limited specialist, right? Like, she isn't somebody, like, the question is, if she were a guy, would I have her on the show? And the answer is no, I wouldn't have, just because Melissa's like an all around Magic player. She was really good. But you know, she wasn't like a draft specialist or whatever, you know, and like somebody like Gabby, I'm a huge fan of her. But it's the same thing. Like, she's, you know, like I'm talking about having these like high level pros come on the show. And I just don't think it would be fair to them, to do it that way. So it's like, I don't know, man. It really bothers me, to be honest. It's something that I struggle with, because I want to help out, and I want to be proactive about it. I think that's important. But at the same time, I'm the one who has to make the decisions. Ultimately, is this going to be a 4-2 guy? No. And ultimately I have to steer the ship as far as the show goes. And, you know, I've said it on the show before, and, you know, my number one thing when it comes to the show is very specifically that I'm trying to, you know, make the show so that you can be as good as possible at Magic. And, that means I have to have the top, like I had Taya on back in the day. She was writing a Cube article. She was doing awesome. You know, she was doing awesome work for that, and working on her Cube a lot. And so, you know, I hesitated not at all to have her on. Let's see here. Do I want to actually attack here? Yeah, I think I do. I'll trade this yearling for this stupid morph. I don't think my opponent wants to do that anyway. Haha. Yeah, that's an interesting... Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, I can see the chat is already becoming divided on exactly how this should work. And I don't blame you. It's not an easy question that's being posed here. It's one that I'm not 100% sure that I know the answer to either. I'm just sort of going with my gut on it. Am I going to film the show sometime? I don't know what that means. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Jen. Like, I'm trying. I could just say nothing, I guess. I don't think that's better, though. Yeah, I am trying my best, that is for sure. Women are starting to speak up more. Listen. Yeah, I do. I mean, I listen. It's just not really the topic. Yeah, thanks, Four in Hand. I am definitely working on it. I'm very aware of these issues and how they affect the show and how they affect the community and stuff. And I desperately would like to be a positive influence, but you know, while still maintaining here. All right, so Sunscorch Regent, not a particularly fair Magic card as it turns out. What does this card do again? Choose one. Target attacking creature gains reach. Non-attacking, sorry. Target attacking creature gets +2 and trample. Right, that thing. Does seem nice. Wonder if I just ship the old team in here. We're going to do a set review. We're going to do more of a sealed focused one. We're going to go over the archetypes and some of the key cards for each archetype, but we're not going to go card by card. We thought about it, and again, in the interest of serving the audience, the conclusion we came to was that while Modern Masters 2015 is a sweet set, and we're both quite excited for it to come out and for the GP and stuff, you know, it's really expensive. It's $10 a pack, and realistically, with how many listeners we have, like, how many of our listeners are really going to do more than 1 or 2 drafts total of Modern Masters, or 1 sealed and a draft or something like that? It's like, I think that number is quite low. And so us putting in that huge effort and putting out this huge show and doing all that stuff for people they're going to draft maybe once, and a lot of them not at all. They're just like, look, I'm not paying $30 for a single draft or whatever. It just didn't seem really worth it. So we decided, but I mean, obviously we want to make sure that you feel prepared or whatever for the, you know, for a GP. All right. I think I can just rumble here with team. When is WotC going to come out with limited masters? I don't know what that is, but it sounds sweet. Wood draft. Is that good? LGS, they're $40. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like that's just not a great thing. What is this? Oh, that's annoying. All right, so can I kill him anyway? Just showing off. Just didn't want to make me look for the flip there. $25 drafts without price support. That's interesting. And you get a discount. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know. I just got the gut feeling that people weren't really going to be doing it as much. Conspiracy probably isn't. Professor Crocodile, I think some biggest issues focus on competitive Magic, where Marl's numbers warrant. Yeah, that could be. I don't know. That's hard for me to say. It's certainly what I see just like visually, but I don't want to just rely on anecdotal stuff. Let's see here. What is my opponent up to? Definitely no good. Is there anything I would want to change here? I don't think so. That's good. Dusk Steel. I'm happy to hear that. What is my title? I don't even know what it is. Let me look. What is it? It is Modern Rotisserie Matches. That seems not accurate. Late Night Drafto. Oops. All right. Hopefully that fixed it. Not drafting it, not drafting it. Someone who talks a lot with MTG players locally through event organizers. Mars numbers seem very right, and yes, women tend to play casually. Yeah, seems fine. All right, so what should we do here? Keep? Yeah, pretty easily, I think. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Doing a bad job of it. But this is interesting stuff. Modern Masters is not cheap. Women in Magic is always a hot button topic. And the real question comes out, what is BattleBox? I think I've done that before. I think Dave Williams has one of those, and we did that. It's like 2-player kind of QB thing. Modern is a PT format question. Seems to be a big divide from a lot of pros on that one. Yeah, you know, that's interesting because from my perspective, it's like, you know, I'm coming from like a coverage perspective, right? And people love it. They do. They love that format to watch it. The pros don't love to play it as much. They feel like the decks end up being kind of too similar, and it comes down to a lot of times matchups will come down to sideboard cards, how you how you built your sideboard, and if you draw those cards a little bit too much. I think Modern's sweet from my perspective, but I've never had to play it as a professional, so yeah, it's kind of hard for me to really say. All right, what do I want to do here? Just play the Mastodon, I guess. I could just leave up Dromica's command, but I just don't think I care about either of these. If I get a counter on the Glade Watcher first, then the Mastodon comes down and is bigger, and that is relevant here, but again, I just don't know if I care. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Mastodon here. That gets me closer to getting Glade Watcher going anyway, which is something I'm interested in doing. Oh, Masso does die to Vial. Yeah, well, let's see if he fires it off. I can save it. I mean, Vial's still really bad, but yeah, I guess I don't need to just throw it into the Vial. Now I get to untap with it, though, so I'm all is well. But yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But I won't play the champion into it. Replace Modern with Commander. I do not think that would go over well with the pros. Am I going to be going to Philly for Eternal Weekend Batterskull? No, I don't think I will. They've got a couple other people that are actually qualified to commentate that there, and I don't play enough of it to know. I'd rather not have to use Sandblast here. I'm pretty sure he'll just block with Dragon Hunter. If I attack with the Mastodon. If he does, then I've got a pretty good spot, right? I can put a +1/+1 counter on this. Or on this, I mean, and then fight these two. Yeah, that seems pretty good, so let's try that. That also gets it out of Vial range, which is nice. Alright, let's rumble. He may just take it also. Yeah, he's just going to take it. Let's get rid of this Lotus Path Djinn while the coast is clear. And I'll just leave up Dromica's command here. Sure. Oh, you again. All right, well, let's make sure we got to stop here because we are going to need to take care of that thing. So I think I just go ahead and do the target player, put a +1/+1 counter, and all right, so which is the first one for? I guess that's for the counter. Well, I guess that's how it works. It goes in order, right? Yeah. All right, sweet. Haha! We actually get value? It's insane. Look at that. That was sweet. Illusory gains. Oh, can I have my survivalist back? Let's see what we draw. Another one of those. Yeah, he got me with the vial. There's no doubt about it. I couldn't help but succumb to the value, and now my Inox Survivalist is, I guess, just going to trade for my Frontier Mastodon. If I play Champion, he gets that, and I get the Mastodon back, but it's tapped. Punished again for not playing crappy creatures. Why wouldn't I main deck Survivalist? Sometimes you do. To get started and constructed, for example, the importance of fetch lands and the like. You know, that's a good idea. Yeah, Ifro, we should do that. We should do some basics on that kind of stuff about like why, like some really basic stuff about like how Modern works as a format. Like what's a fetch land mana base? What does that mean? How does that work? And really just kind of go way back for people that are like, I want to try Modern, but I don't understand, you know, like I've had multiple people ask me stuff like that. All right, so what should I do here? I guess I could just kill this stupid Frontier Mastodon with the Epic Confrontation here. It just feels terrible to do that. Fine. Can I actually attack with it if I do that? That makes it 4. Yeah, it does. I'm not sure if I want to trade it for the Glade Watcher, though. I mean, for the Dragon Hunter. That's actually not bad. Oh, well, I wanted to attack with both, but oh well. That happens. I'm basically just going to clear the way for the champion, though I did mean to actually activate an attack with that, because that way I'm guaranteed to get in for some amount of damage that I just missed there. probably 3 damage I missed. So, yeah, that sucks. Still just going to ignore this Territorial Rock. Bring it on. And I'll probably end up sandblasting whatever that morph is. Circle. I'm still just going to play the champion. Still can't play circle, activate, and leave up Sandblast. So I can just attack with champion. He blocks. I probably can kill it. Let's see. 5. What does that stupid Shore Crasher do exactly again? I always forget. Alright. It does this. You can exile it and return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. And its Megamorph is 5, so he can block, pay 5, turn it face up. I kill it, and then he just bounces it, and he gets it right back again. Ugh, that's really annoying. All right, well, I'll just wait. Probably get to see what this is. Ta-da. Shield Hydreigon face up, but Shore Crasher is now available for death. I'd love to get rid of that stupid thing while I can. Yeah, no island. Ooh. We can cast all of them. Let's see here. Green, attack, 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 attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can just do all of it. Alright, well, let's rumble. Let's see what opponent does about it. No blocks. Let's see here. This is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can get you to 1. Well, missing that 3 points of damage earlier is real awkward now. So do I just do 8 then? Yeah, because I think he's going to end up blocking and bouncing, and the trample probably will kill him next turn. So I'll just do this. And just pass. And then I'll Sandblast the Shield Hydreigon to prevent life gain, and then I'll just crunch in there and assume that that's going to win me the game. Yeah, that whole not activating Glade Watcher thing could really come back and get me here. Oh, I had 7 power? Oh, sweet. Thanks, Garrick. Now I don't feel as bad. I didn't know that, but now I don't feel as bad. Thanks, Professor Crocodile. I needed that pep talk, apparently. Don't beat yourself up about it, kiddo. You're okay in my book. That's too funny. All right, what is this nonsense? A morph? I don't think that should matter here. All right, so what's the play here? Activate, attack with all. There are blocks that happen. I don't think I care what they are. I'm just going to rumble. No math alpha incoming. All right, so what do I do here? I definitely pump up the champion. That gets me through for 2 damage. And then I pump up the Glade Watcher, which can be pumped. Let's see how much. Can get just huge. So he can't actually bounce it. So I guess I have to do that here. So I get in for 2, I get in for 3 and kill this and this. Yeah, that seems fine. Oh, it's pretty good. Still get in for a decent amount of damage here, but he actually gets a trade. Yeah, that could be pretty bad for me. You're at 1, but we're both top decking, and you've got a Shore Crasher elemental, and I don't. So hopefully we draw a creature before Rogue Trooper does. Echoes, don't really care about that. I just need a creature. Here we go. That was actually just a fantastic draw because it also happens to have flying. All right. You're blue-white. You have answers to this, but hopefully not soon. Bolster, sure. All right, we did it. What did I miss in the chat? Why would a cat call work anywhere? God, I have no idea. If I was a woman, I'd be pretty tilted if people were catcalling, even if I was like ridiculously hot, like I am. Wow, you guys are going deep. If I was a streamer, I would not want to be regularly harassed. It's a brave claim. Wow, you guys are going really deep. I'm trying to keep up. I can't. I'm really bad at doing both of these things. Jen, you are correct. That is an important issue. I think that will be remedied this summer. I really do. I think a combination of Eric dominating recently, so really just putting his name out there as far as being the top player in the game right now, and I don't think that him coming on constructed resources and really kind of giving to the community in that way hurts either. But also his 4th PT top 8 I think is just a thing, and then also, to be honest, like the class he's in isn't amazing either. So I think the stars are fairly well aligned. I mean, he's not a lock, but I'm voting for him. All right, Pyro, have a good one, man. Or woman. Yeah, at least Hall of Fame, Efro, just for setting me up. Convince Eric to buy a new mic. I might just get him a new one myself. I think his mic's okay, isn't it? Isn't it just the sound thing? That was one of the things that I said. Raptor. Don't you dare cherry pick me. Yeah, Kenyon, I agree. I think that I think he's in a good position, let's just say that. Do you have any idea how far away Paul is from being on the ballot? You mean Cheon? Cheon's a long way from being on the Hall of Fame ballot. I mean, he's in the Streamer Hall of Fame. Yeah, no, he's not close. If you're looking at, the traditional litmus test that people use for Hall of Fame these days, it's usually 4 Pro Tour top 8s is kind of your entry level to be considered, and then you have to have you want to back that up with some GP accomplishments as well, though those aren't nearly as strong. You want to have a spotless record for the most part. Maybe spotless is strong, but you need to have a really clean record as far as any type of misconduct, cheating or shadiness or anything like that goes. That's going to go a long way. Some people grade community contributions higher than others. I tend to grade it fairly high. I also, I don't know why, but I tend to value longevity with the game higher than most people do. I view the Hall of Fame and my vote in it as something that is, it's a way to give back to the people that helped establish the game and make the game what it is. And, if you look at being a pro Magic player and you look at a lot of the players that choose that route, they could be doing other stuff. They could be making more money. They could be, doing pretty much whatever they wanted. And so I view it, as a sacrifice in some ways. Now, I mean, look, I'm not saying that they're doing okay and they make money enough to live and they get to play Magic and travel and stuff. It's not like I'm saying that they're, some, warriors or whatever, but it's like, still, I do see that people could easily have gone different directions and tried different things. And the fact that they chose to stay with the game because they loved it, I have a lot of respect for that. And especially people that are the long-term players, that was a lot of the reason why Chapin got my vote. Dedication to the game, basically. I respect that. I think that's something that should be rewarded. You do have to meet a criteria of play as well, but I don't really know much about Ikeda, Kenyon. Hi. I can't actually read your name, but I say hi to you. I don't think you're going to need to do a whole lot of campaigning, Efro. I don't know, Jen. That's something that I genuinely believe should happen. I think that should exist. I think that should totally be a thing. I think that the Hall of Fame should expand to Hall of Fame of Magic. I think that Brian David Marshall should be in it, for example. I think that, a person like him who's done tournament organizers from the grassroots level all the way up through owning a store in the biggest city in the world, The work he does on commentary. He's written a column for years, every single week. You know, I just don't think the game looks the same without people like him. And of course, you know, you'd throw the original creators of the game, Richard Garfield, Scaphalias, those guys in it too. I mean, Scaff's the one that came up with the Pro Tour. Like, that just wouldn't exist without him in the same way that it does. And I think that those people should be in there too. How bad is a regional bias in Hall of Fame voting? I mean, it's bad. Like, I don't know if I view it as a bad thing or a good thing. I haven't really considered it, but don't operate under the delusion that a Hall of Fame vote is some pure thing. It's not. It's just not. It's who you like, who you've seen play, who's impressed you, who's around. Like, it's, you know, that's like saying like the presidential election, if it was you know, like if it was biased. I mean, is it biased? Yeah, but it's biased towards, you know, how it should be biased. You vote in your own best interests or whatever. And even though it's not the same things that shade your Hall of Fame vote, it you know, different factors are going to get you for that. I meant to say best city in the world, sorry. Core set getting a Pro Tour, I think it's great. The format's kind of basic, but I think it also highlights the fact that Magic is a deep, beautiful game, even when the cards aren't overly complex. I think most people, including myself, would prefer to have those, they call them expert level sets or whatever, you know, more often, but I've loved the core sets. I've drafted every one of them. Some of them I like more than others, but M13 is one of my favorite draft sets, period. Just, I love it. San Francisco's not bad, Kenyon. I will give you that. I am a big fan of that city. My favorite city is Seattle. I live here and I think it's awesome. Frankfurt, you know what, is way high on my list. I actually lived there for a little while, just 3 or 4 months, but I love Frankfurt. Love that city. I need to go back there soon. My favorite city is Seattle. I think the best city is New York. I love Las Vegas. I've never been to Asheville. No, I don't even know where that is. And I've never been to Tucson either. Avon Surveyor or Frost Links? Probably Avon Surveyor. Toronto was great. I thought Toronto was really nice. That was my first time actually being in the city there. Have I lived anywhere else in Germany? No, but I bounced around a bunch. I've been to a ton of cities there. Seattle is not terrible, you know it. Seattle's great. It's the best. Yeah, Seattle's great. Yeah, I miss Germany though. Is it worth moving to San Francisco County if you live in Sonoma County? I have no idea. Obvgen. Compton, California is where it's at. It might be. Spumoni, yeah. Well, he records those and then plays them on like a tiny plastic boombox into his microphone, so that's why they sound like that. I kind of like it, and then I think it gives it the garage band feel. Yeah, hippies and hipsters are part of the deal. You got to embrace it. If we met in Vegas, which MTG card would I prefer to sign? And then you suggest Marsh Hulk. Well, that would not be number one, but yeah, kein Witz, Deutschland ist am schönsten. Yeah, that's true. Ich liebe Deutschland. Ich kann doch. Mehr als ein wenig. Marsh Flats. Now there you go. How many Marshalls have I signed? I don't know. It's been a ton. That is LSV and Efro. They are a very powerful combination when they want to be. How much for you to do a Muldrifter altar? You know, I might already have one. I haven't done an altar in a while, though. I still like it. It's just, I found that, like, I don't have as much time, which is weird. Thank you, Hurry. I'd go nuts on it, but I think most of the people here don't speak German, so it would be a little weird for them. Maybe I'll do a German-only stream sometime. On a scale of 1 to Seattle, where is Los Angeles? It's like a 7. I don't know if I say I'm an artist. I do photography. That's the thing that I really like to do. You can... But I do altars too. I have a blog that I used to put the pictures up on. This is the pictures that I've taken. Check out this dog. I like that dog. I don't know him. I just saw him on the street, but I'm a fan. Another dog. Apparently I like dogs. I also like phones. I take a lot of picture of phones. Like these type of phones, pay phones. I kind of have a thing for those. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I have this one actually hanging up in the house. I had to stand there and wait. I was like just shooting it, and then a car came up, and then they put their brakes on, and I was like, oh, that looks sweet. But then they took them off, and I was like, what is going on here? Wie viele deutschsprachigen Chat gibt's? I don't know. This was down at the World Trade Center after they put those lights up. Yeah, he was right. All right, this looks like a keep. We have the best card in our deck and some other cards. There are some payphones, yeah. There's not that many, though. When I see one, I like to try to take a picture of it. Favorite place to go out? I don't know. I usually just end up doing this. Drafting with you degenerates. Card Kingdom's sweet if you like a chill place to go. And they have a bar and stuff if you're into drinking or whatever. And of course you can play games like Magic or whatever. Yeah, sorry about that resolution thing. I didn't actually realize that was an issue. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll be able to have it so you guys can go lower, or maybe I just should stream it a lower one. I don't really know how that works. Well, I didn't mean streaming. I just meant like drafting. Do I ever play Hearthstone? I've tried it a few times and I kind of got bored, to be honest. I don't think it's a bad game or anything like that. I don't know. It just doesn't really capture my interest for that long. Sometimes I play it when I'm playing poker because I can play it on my iPad, and like if I get in a hand or whatever, I can just set it aside. But usually I just feel like I'm not paying attention to the things I should be. What are my favorite beverages? There is but one. I love an Arnold Palmer. Just can't get enough of the things. I decided not to use Epic Confrontation here. Really? Alright. Well, it looks like I'm going to get stranded on mana here for a little bit, which I'll just have to accept. Yeah, drafting just isn't that great. I was impressed by your tweets and oh, thank you. Do you really acquire fluency with only 3 months of living abroad? I'm impressed. It took me a year. No, I've been there a bunch of times to Germany, and I've got some friends there too, so they help me learn. And I just draw the nuts. So that was a big help for that kind of stuff. But I've also found that it's like, I think if there's one thing I'm good at, like, just like it's my natural thing, it's languages. I can definitely pick them up. We should do a German stream sometime. That would be fun. I think maybe most of the people watching wouldn't find it quite as fun, but I'm using Parallels to run Windows. Whenever I draft drunk, I draft extremely well, but I can't actually play. Yeah. So what should I do here? Should I just slam Sunscorch Regent and start going to town? It feels like reasonable chance that it dies to a flatten or something. I think I'm just going to play the Elkherd. So let's get in for 2. And I think Elkherd might even just be a little better here because my opponent's going to have a fairly hard time interacting with a 5/5. And I get to attack for 10 next turn with Trample, maybe even more. Yeah, Simon and I speak German sometimes to each other when we're doing coverage. It's fun. God, that waitress was unbelievable, Eric. She brought, so Eric's talking, we went out to pizza after we had after coverage of the Magic Online Championship, and I got it on a Palmer. It was a really good one. And I had just finished it, and I was like, I wonder, I got to order, just like maybe, put in for a refill or whatever. And she just showed up out of nowhere with a full glass and even a little, carafe thing full of it. I'm just like, Insta tip times 10 or whatever, like my hero. All right, so what is going on here? This morph is going to flip up and become something mildly scary. Is that what's happening? I think I'd rather still just attack with these two guys and play the Sunscorch Regent. The only other consideration I have here is if we're going to get wrathed. You thought about moving to Germany? I have too. I miss my friends there. Yes, I root for the Nets now, but I do watch 1996 reruns just out of sadness. I do miss my Sonics. What should I do here? I think I just want to go attack, and play a thing, but if I do, what does my hand look like? It looks pretty crappy if I get wrathed here. I don't know how much I should really play around it, though. Well, I'll attack first. I bet you they're going to flip this thing up or something anyway. My other option is actually just to activate this and just attack with the team. Then I've got combat tricks or sandblast to kind of keep it out of the way, and I don't have to commit more to the board. I might actually just do that. I can even play the shield bearer post-combat. This is a fairly mighty attack we've got here. Oops. Weird. Attack with everybody. I know. It makes me sad too, Jen. I hated it when they left. Alright, so you're going to whisk that guy away. Sure. Make sure I get trample first. And you're just going to take the 5? Yeah, that's fine. Isn't the only wrath of this mana a crux of fate? Oh yeah, that's true. My dragon would survive anyway. Yeah, whatever. I think I like this line better anyway. Like, we're really making our opponent respond here. Sacrifice this. They don't gain any life. And we're just going to draw and replay Elmer, so... yeah, that doesn't matter much either. All right. Let's see if you have a flatten. that emote is freaking great. I love that. I don't know. I figured it was a more mana efficient play to keep the 3/3 defender because I know I'm going to play something that turns it on again anyway. Somebody wants pizza now. Get tasted. That's such a crappy. This is too good. Egg and arugula, taste it. Special clan taste. That really is great. What is this? Defeat my yearling? All right. Well, now they can't flatten my Sunscorch, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so what should I do here? Guess I just activate this thing and attack. I will have Sandblast. Five, 7, 8, 9, 10, not quite enough. Epic Confrontation, not quite enough. All right, I'll just rumble. I just let that happen. So either I just let that happen or I use Ruthless Instincts here to run it over, get through a bunch of extra damage. I think I do that. Yeah, that actually sets up the win next turn anyway. Hopefully he doesn't have, what's it called? Even then it still kills it though. And I think if he did, he would block here. I'm talking about Coat. Coat Obv. So you go to 2 here or to 3. Trying to decide if I want to epic confront the angler here. Hey, Strandjack. What's up, dude? Do I care about this angler? A little bit. Not a lot. I think I'll kill it. All right. It gives me 2 different lethal threats if I kill the angler, and also shuts off Butcher's Glee, which is a card that they can use to maybe set up a race of some sort. Probably not, being honest, but possibly. No, Banana Man's on the bench. He's not coming in. Coat with Venom we would have already seen there. That was not an issue. If he had Coat with Venom, I'm pretty sure he would have blocked the Sunscorch Regent with the Stratus Dancer and just used Coat to 2-for-1 himself but get rid of the Regent. And if not, he would have used it on the block that he did have, which would have also saved it. So I think it was just about 0% chance. Sandblast, bummer. Maybe he'll bounce it. That cupcake is sweet. Hey, Jan. What's up, dude? Ooh, that's annoying. All right. Kind of like the block. So I can use my mana and play Champion of Erishin, or I can set up Sandstorm Charger to flip up next turn, which should be likely bigger than what my opponent's doing. I think I'll just go with the Champion, because it sets up a pretty nasty turn with Dromoka's Command if they just play like another medium-sized creature, like a 2/2 or 3/3 or whatever. Was it correct for him to flip the Stratus Dancer before blocking? No, he should have blocked first. Yeah, this scenario works out well for us, right? So Dromoka's Command, well, works okay for us. The thing is, I don't care if this trades for 1, so I guess I just put a counter on this and then just have the other one fight. It's just going to trade anyway. Something's going to block this Champion. Yeah, that's fine. Might even just let this happen. No, I think I wouldn't let that happen. I would Dromoka's Command and then and then play Frontier Mastodon. All right, he's going to do a little dance here. All right, so this and then this fights this. Marsh Hulk down, Interceptor down, and the Nasty Masty has arrived. I feel a little guilty doing that to a Marsh Hulk, but what are you going to do? Mind Rot, sure. That's pretty good here. I mean, you do take half of your life total on the crackback, but I am out of gas. Or am I? Kind of. Ooh, I think he just F6 through his turn on accident. That's not good. Oops, F6 my turn. I saw that. GG's. All right. Well, we're going into the finals. I'll be right back. What did I miss? Bye, Elantris. See you. Yeah, the chair was a thing. It's over now. I do use parallels. That's correct. Yeah, I don't use Boot Camp because I like to stay on actual Mac. You guys named the chair when I was gone? I'm in a corner. I'm in the biggest room in my condo, actually, the living room. But I'm kind of over in the corner. How long have I been rocking the backwards hat? I don't know, a couple hours. What phone do I have? I have this. This is an iPhone 6 Plus. I got the 6, and I liked it, and I was quite happy with it. And then, and I played around with the 6 Plus, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is just a joke. This phone's so big or whatever. And then, I kept playing with it, and I realized I can hold it just fine. Like, my hands are big, and it's just like a normal phone for me, and the screen is sweet. And so I ended up going back to get one. Have I ever grown out a beard? No, I sometimes get lazy and don't shave for a while, but I've never grown a real beard. I could. It grows fast. But I'm like, I don't know, it gets itchy, and it just bugs me. I'm in a little closet. I don't know, you can see behind. I've got you can look. See, I've got like a little shelf over here with some recording stuff on it. Oh. GeoGuessr, that was sweet. Yeah, once you get used to the size, it's great. I actually had a chat with Graham from Loading Ready Run, who had also gotten one. He kind of took the dive. He was brave. He was braver than I, and he definitely helped convince me to get it. Germans should never have a mustache. I don't know what that means. I'm not cracking a pack. Who's cracking a pack? What kind of mic do I use? This is called a Rode. It's actually called a Podcaster. It's a USB mic. Yes. How much poker do I play? I play 2 to 3 times a week. We are not going to crack some packs, Gus. I mean, we could do like actual crack-a-packs. I've got these ones that people gave me at GP's, which are specifically designated for crack-a-pack. I mean, on the show ostensibly, but whatever. In the GIF. Oh, you're talking about that thing I did for them. Yeah, that I had the camera set up further away. That's why. Do I think Watsy would let me do coverage with a full Stallman beard? I don't know what that is, but yeah, they wouldn't care. They're fine with it. I mean, as long as they look presentable. Marshall looks way too different. Yeah, just casual mode or whatever. Yeah, I could do one of those sealed builds. I've been throwing together a few of those. Yeah, and I'm not going back to a smaller phone either. A giant beard. Oh, just like a... No, that's just not my style, man. I don't think I'll ever have a big beard like that. Shave once a week because it's painful using chip Bic razors? Well, you can change one of those things. I used to do older crack-a-packs sometimes, Jen. I mean, they're meant to be topical, but we can do older ones sometimes too. You know, I go back to about Shadowmoor range. Yeah, Kenji's vest was pretty sweet. He did wear it 3 days in a row. he found his lane and he stuck in it. But he was rocking that vest pretty good. I agree. We should grow out giant beards and shave our heads. I don't think Graham or I would like to do that. LSV should have a 70 stash. I agree with that. 100%. Oh, I was watching LSV do those packs. I was over here cringing, though. I hated every minute of it, I'll be honest. Yeah, flashback drafts or the primer shows or something. If you live in the U.S., you can get super cheap razors online, $1 per blade. That sounded like a like an ad. Is this being recorded? Yeah, it's archived, if that's what you mean. Oh, I'm sure Kenji will keep running back the vest. He was loving that vest. How many times did that happen to me? It happened once. Stupid Kenji. Cavs versus Hawks. Oh, I'm all about the Cavs. I'm a huge LeBron James fan. Massive fan of that guy. I think he's just fantastic. And I don't usually like the best player. I'm not usually I never liked Jordan that much. But I love LeBron and I want to see him succeed. Just can't imagine that guy's crazy life. You wouldn't dare. Can I help Kenji get a jacket? I don't think he has one. Hello, Soothing Burrito. You have possibly the best screen name in the history of screen names. That's funny, Renberg. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, but LeBron is a great team player. That's one of the reasons why I really like watching him play. He's taken a more solitary role now, but you should stream more often or less often, but for longer periods of time. I'm aiming for the first one. I like Pippen more than Jordan as well. Is that Andrew Cuneo in the draft pod? His name is Gainsay. I don't see him in here. Unless he's got another account I don't know about. I have actually considered that four in hand, just having like an LR themed draft that we streamed or something. I don't know, maybe one day. Hawks or Ducks? I'm assuming you're talking about the Blackhawks, and I could not care less about hockey. I have one team that I like, and I don't actively follow them. I just make James tell me when they win or they lose. They lost, so now I'm just out. Yeah, I've never seen him on another account either, but Pakula is Mulligan? I somehow doubt that. It is possible, of course. I don't know all the screen names or whatever, but Chris lives on the East Coast. It's like 4 a.m. there. He has a job and a kid and stuff. I doubt he's just in a random draft. Just jamming 8-4s at 4 a.m. though. He could be. Maybe he's got the day off or something. How often do you end up playing against pros by accident? Every once in a while. It's not that often. There's a lot of players on here, but I do only play in 8-4s, and that's where they play, so I bump into them sometimes. Am I married or in a relationship? I'm in a relationship. Oh, it's Trey? Yeah, that makes sense. Any good stories from the mocks? We made Kenji draft with us. He didn't want to. He wanted to go to bed, to sleep. So what we ended up having to do is we went back to the hotel after eating and we wanted to draft. And normally we're really good. No, Thomas, and you know the answer to that is not the case. And normally we're really good at finding places to draft in the hotel, like any surface, some little, I'll get my laptop out and we'll all just draft on that. But we couldn't find one. It really was tough. There was a lot of people around and the bar was full and stuff. So we actually went out to a different hotel downtown and drafted there, just in the lobby. We weren't even staying there. He is trolling. I don't know if I'd call today's game weak compared to MJ's era, but it is much different and is less physical. Should we look at pictures? See, there's another phone. I just, for some reason, always get gravitated to these damn phones. Oh, the 2-player queues are way worse. This is when I went to New York. All right, we get to Rumble. Does anyone give a shit about Origins? Yeah, a lot of people do. How many people do you have for drafts after coverage, and do they include people who are off camera as well? We usually do 6-person drafts, and yes, they do include some of the guys that you don't see on air. Yeah, you used to be able to watch the other games of the players on Magic Online, and no, I do not miss it at all. I hated it. The thing is, it was a pain, and it made you felt as a gamer like you should be watching the other players' matches, because you could see their cards. Like, you could just, they play 10 or 12 of their spells. You could see like half their deck before you play them. So it was like, how do you not? But you had to go through and to go through the whole entire replay, and you'd have really crappy spot where, like, so we won our round, right? And we were waiting for the winner from the other round, from the other side of the table there. They would win and then start looking at the replay. And so you're just sitting there for 3 or 4 minutes waiting for them to finish watching the stupid replay. And I'm so glad they took that out. That was just a thing that, like, it just shouldn't have been there, and it was just better to have still an even playing field, but just without it. I thought that was way better. Yeah, they were such a hassle, weren't they? Ugh, I'm glad those are gone. Was not a fan. All right, let's see if we can't finish strong with our green-white deck. We've had some nice draws so far. Yep. My photos, I put them on Flickr. Sometimes. It's just flickr.com/my first and last name is one word. All right. Yeah, Flickr here. I'll put the link in there. Hinock guide. Well, that's resolving. That's a good draw. Sometimes I feel like that's my first and last name, but it is in fact not. What kind of camera? I've actually got it right here if you want to see it. It is a Nikon D800E. This is it. It's a tank. But it's great. I love that camera. I'm actually going to be going down to the GP Vegas a little early and shooting, which is kind of sweet. So do I want to epically confront this, or do I want to just play a champion? I'm just going to play a champion. It's my favorite color. I used to like purple a lot. What's wrong with an icon? It has a battery grip on it, Gus, yeah. Do I think I could help Paul during his drafts? I don't think Paul needs my help. Yeah, it was a crow tick. I thought it might be an Ifrit also. Yes, there actually will. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to put up that post right now. I've been doing it about every 2 weeks or something like that. I want to make sure that I give people enough time and I can just come back to the easy thing. Free, let's see, Patreon questions for the show. All right, I just put that up. So if you guys have questions in there, go ahead. Why not fight with the lifelinker? Yeah, I should have. I would have gained more life, which would have been better. What is this? Assault Road Quartermasters? And I need 7 mana for this thing. All right, well, I don't think he's going to want to make this trade, so I'll just rumble. And we'll hope that our morph survives, because if it does, it's going to be huge. I'm sure Paul's a fine drafter. I know he's a much better technical player than I am. I hope to be as good as him someday. Ugh. The big boy. I did get in for 1 extra damage. I don't know which one's more important. Apparently I do buy all my electronics in large. All right, I'm going to take this hit. And I think I'm just going to flip and smash, because that pretty much puts him on the defensive here. Tenyu? That's got to be pretty good. It's hard for him to do 15 here. It is certainly possible. Something like Team Battle Rage this plus any burns plus some burn spells would kill me, but whatever. This card is unreal. I've had it a couple of times in draft and it's just been sick. Way better than I thought it would be. It looks like, okay, it's huge. It makes your guys kind of fast. It lets you attack, but that card's just wrecking ball. Love it. Paul tends to defer to LSV or Ephra when they give advice, even when he knows they're trolling, which is a real mistake. I don't know if we want to do standard Super League spoilers. Did I have the Sean Kemp shoes? No, I wanted them. I know exactly which ones you're talking about. I never had them. Viele Grüße. Hamburg. I like that place. Sirach, still a badass. Yeah, that should be his name.